Favorite music score doesn't come from my favorite film per se, but from a film that was experimenting with the idea of creating a story that was completely devoid of dialogue so that the music score is essentially the voice of the film. So, the director who created this story, 10 years earlier, he had created his own independent filmmaking company. But by this time, they were about to go bankrupt. So, then he created this on a shoestring budget, like with this idea in mind to an attempt to save their company. And thankfully, it succeeded. And they received worldwide commercial success after winning the Grand Prix of the Moscow International Film Festival. So the film I'm talking about is Kaneto Shindo's The Naked Island from 1960. So this film is like documentary fiction hybrid, like that's the style of it. It reminded me a lot of Italian neorealism from like after World War II, showing a lot of poverty, lower class life, and the brutality of it. The stories being political, brutal, and raw. It's not like a fun Taco Tuesday date night movie, I wouldn't say. But if you are in a kind of patient and cyclical mindset, then you might really enjoy it. I liked it. I was just obsessed with the soundtrack. I actually fell in love with the soundtrack and listened to it repeatedly before I even saw the film. And I still listen to it. It's just something that I can't stop listening to. The flute, the strings, the other woodwind instruments, just like together. And it's a chamber score, which is, again, my favorite type of score because I like when there's only like about 8 to 12 instruments versus like a full-on orchestra where I feel like I can't really connect. It's not as intimate as a chamber score. So to me, that's why the chamber score is such a perfect score for me specifically. Like it's going to hit me emotionally more than, for example, an electronic or jazz score would hit me just like emotionally on an emotional level. But anyway, Kaneto Shindo was considered the godfather of the Japanese New Wave. Even though this film came out during the Japanese New Wave, he was from an older generation, and his films were a bit more humanistic compared to the New Wave. It was a bit more nihilistic. So while they still had like very similar subject matters, they were like kind of different philosophies. But the reason he's considered the godfather of the movement is because his production company was the first successful independent film production company. So all the Japanese new wave directors took that and modeled that when they were breaking away from studio controlled cinema. So that's why he's considered the godfather of the movement.